Okay, so picking up from last time, we talked about, or I talked to you guys about reorganizing this Excel sheet. So I thought about it, and I'm actually going to just put it into my Monday.com, my CRM, because at the end of the day, I just want to have better control. And that system allows me to send myself reminders, automated text messages, so I'm up on things that need to take place. So my software, that Monday.com, runs me about $240 a month. I have a little bit of an upgraded package because we do a bunch of different things through it. So I've migrated just the addresses over. I'll migrate the comments and stuff offline because obviously, why do you want to watch me do that, right? So we're going to work on a Monday.com. So right now I'm kind of going back and forth. I've submitted, I just got off a call on a package of 4 properties that I'm looking to buy. Will be utilized if we can go under contract as a Airbnb structure. So let's see if they accept my offer price. The properties were listed for 225, and I've put an offer in at 190. So let's see what happens. But we're gonna keep pushing. I have another appointment scheduled today for 5 o'clock. So I'll go on that. I'm gonna record it, but I don't know if it'll be part of today's upload that'll take place. But we'll keep going. So let me I need to minimize some of this stuff here. Hide. I just wanted to wrap the text so a little bit more organized on my screen here, so I can read everything properly. Smaller, perfect. Okay, so I gotta find these. Okay. So let me show you what this looks like that I did. This isn't the one I wanted. I'm gonna replace this with my Monday. Done. Okay. All right. So this is what it looks like. So you have the property, then you can input the seller address. So for some reason, Monday.com doesn't let you alter this first column, but it's not a big deal. So if I put the address in here, right, whatever address, I can look at it on the map. I have the assigned to, so it's me, and then I have other team members in here. Then I can select my next follow-up, and then this has automation. You see the automate integrate? I have it integrated where I can receive text messages and stuff. Same thing with appointments, marketing. I have it detailed as to what marketing it's coming from, right? I have to update this to include MLS. Let me see if I can add. Yeah, let's add one. So we'll call this MLS. Oh, edit. Yeah, right. So we're gonna MLS prospects. Oh, I have it on here. Well, technically it's cold calling, but let's do this. We're gonna make this agent. Okay, we'll do RE real estate agents. that. Then prospect sources MLS. Seller name, I can always look it up when we need to. Phone number, I'm putting the agent's details here, right? This is more or less in my window of what is it called? In my window of my overall CRM. So that's what we got going on. So let's come back out here. Okay. So keep rolling. Now, what's going to be a little bit difficult is filter. Okay, got it. Right now I'm focused on just getting out, like working out all of the, going through the comment sections, my notations, so I can get all of the answers, like all the offers that need to be out, right? Okay. I wanna take a look at one of these properties. So we know. Right now, I'm only focused on like the ones that need my follow-up. All the other stuff, I'll put it in there later, but right now I just need to focus on offers that we're looking to make. Okay, so I gotta call the township on this one, that's fine. Okay, that's touch, let me check another one, make sure they went under contract. Excuse me. Getting to the follow-ups. Oh. See, I'm getting responses already back from agents. Things have picked up momentum because the conversations have been started, right? So that's important to make sure that this is the reason why follow-up is important on what we're doing. Hey Andy, it's Amit. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good, man.
Man, I gotta say, man, I can't believe it's already the afternoon, bro. I feel like I just woke up.
It's almost June.
Man, who you kidding, man? I was just talking to my wife, and my son's going into his 8th grade year, and while he's really good at football. While I'm excited for his fall season, that means the sooner I wish for the fall season, the quicker summer's over. So it's like
Yep.
the older the kids get, the older we get. It's like a double-edged sword for things that we want to do, but then we don't want time to go by so fast.
You're not wrong. I marvel at the fact that my daughter's going to be a junior next year, and then I got one who's going to be in 8th grade. My youngest is going to be 8th grade, and I'm like, how the hell did this happen?
Yeah, exactly. Well, how was your holiday weekend, man?
Good. My father-in-law had a little hospital visit, and I had to go pick him up at 3 o'clock in the morning. But
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, man. I hope
well,
prayers.
it's nothing terribly serious. He has a narrow esophagus, and food occasionally gets stuck when he swallows.
Okay.
And it can't clear. He gets stuck between the lungs and the stomach, and he can't clear it. He can't swallow it, and he can't get it out. So he had to get an endoscopy to get everything out. So I got a call at 3 o'clock in the morning. Can you come get me?
I gotcha.
It was. I'm like, all right, yeah, I was good. I was a little groggy, but other than that, it was a great weekend. How about you? What did you guys do?
So Saturday we went to my wife's cousin's house. We low key just hung out, took the kids, and then Sunday, my daughter's birthday's in May, so we combined her birthday and then Memorial Day together. So we had like probably 50 people over the house.
Oh, wow.
I smoked 6 slabs of ribs, 20-pound brisket, and all of it was gone. I was like, man, it's the first time. Usually there's a lot of leftover. We had some brisket left over, but the ribs gone. That was the first time. 6 slabs. I thought there would be like 2 slabs left over, but I guess everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, if they're gone, you gotta assume they did, right?
Yeah, exactly. But no, it was an overall good weekend. But I wanted to touch base with you. I got your email. Besides, I was circling back. These homes that you have that are coming soon, do you have price points on those as to what you're likely going to be selling them, so I can give you a good response back?
Well, yeah, I was expecting that's what your slow response would have been because of that. I have a list of prices from my lender, my investor now, but I don't necessarily agree with all of his pricing.
Uh-oh.
He's strong on a couple. On the other ones, on some of them, I'm like, yeah, you can definitely get that. But there's a couple where I'm doing some comps right now to say, hey, listen, I think this is a better spot for us. But I can give you his prices if you're interested.
So here's my thing. Here's my thing. I'll just be very transparent, okay? So now, is his intention? This will help us. He knows in the back of his mind that he's going to be selling some of these to other investors. For example, the one on Oak Street, tenant. Okay, so there are tenants, but their tenants are up. Like, are these all going to be delivered vacant? And his intention is that the likely buyer is someone who's going to move in and live there, or he knows like these are going to be investor type of buyers.
I think that some of these are clearly investor type buyers. You've got the duplex there in Paulsboro. Clearly, an investor's looking at it. He's pulling $3,800 a month in rent on the 2 units, $1,900 each.
Okay.
He wants to list that one for $330,000. I think that's probably a pretty good price point.
Okay.
I always want to list lower than him and get higher. That's the current market, but he wants to list strong to get strong. So we'll get fewer people that are interested.
My lender, the way it's gonna work is, I would need to offer to whatever the appraised value is gonna come in at. My lender's gonna approve me for 75% on the loan side, so I'll be bringing the 25. My only concern would be is I would not be able to do the following: waive appraisal. Like, if your client would be okay with, hey, let's say this particular property, what did he say he wanted to list it for? 330.
330, yes.
Okay. Let's assume the appraisal comes in at 300. Is he then going to work with us and come down to 300? I'll still buy it, but knowing that my lender's going to approve me for the 75%, and then I'll bring the 25% to closing. But then the other 30, he would have to come down because it didn't appraise there. Or is he looking like, hey, no matter hell and high water, I don't care if it appraises or not, this is what they're paying. If he's going to be like that, then I don't want to run you.
No, he's a reasonable guy. He understands when things appraise, that we've got to make adjustments or have somebody that's going to buy that has appraisal gap coverage. Now, this is where the owner... Sorry, I'm leaning over, grab a piece of paper. That's on my notes.
Sure.
He's had properties all sell to, all of his investment properties have so far sold to owner occupants.
So he's already set the foundation. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's got this in his mind that he's going to sell all of these for owner occupant prices. And I'm like, Doug, some of these properties are going to sit, like the one on 232 Cedar Ave, and the one that initially brought us together.
Yes.
I think it's probably about $5,000 too high as far as listing price goes. As far as purchase price goes, I think it's right where it should be. But he sold one for $180 that had 2 bedrooms and 2 baths with a nicer basement and a full bathroom, as opposed to this 2-bedroom, 1 1/4 bath, just the toilet in the basement, and the basement hasn't been really finished at all. So he's got in his mind that he should get $180,000 for that one, and I'm like, well, Doug, that one's not as valuable as the others.
Right.
So, and plus, if you're looking at it from an investor point of view, you're only bringing in $1,400 a month. So if you're going to get an investor, and I told him about your potential interest, and I told him that, listen, he's an investor, and he's probably not going to want to pay owner-occupant prices for everything. Now, he may well, for a couple of these houses, he may well realize the value of them, or, but I think, that's where his expectations are probably, I'm going to get the prices I want, as opposed to the prices that the market dictates.
Yeah. So
whether it's an owner or occupant or investor, I know that an investor's going to come in lower than an owner occupant. It's just the way things are.
That's for sure, right? Like that's gonna happen because just we just like he knows and you know, Andy, we got to protect the bottom line. Like if I buy it at massively top end overpriced, something hits the fan, then I'm automatically underwater, right? Because there's just there's no leverage for me to do anything now.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if I put tenants in there. Now, what am I going to do? On a year lease, I'm going to kick them out. Like I legally can't. So
Right.
I'd get stuck, and then I don't want to be in a position where I'm going to be running red and losing. You know, I got more gray hair coming in than I need.
Well, the nice thing about Doug and his properties is that he's got pretty much top dollar, except for one or two of these, he's got pretty much top dollar rent coming out of them.
Okay.
Like this duplex, for instance, 648 Beacon Ave. He wants to list for 330. It's pulling in 3,800 a month. So to me, your mortgage is probably covered. Your taxes are definitely covered. Insurance probably covered. I don't really see. You still have room for profit, probably a few $100s in profit still. Maybe even upwards of $1,000, depending on what kind of rate you get and all that stuff.
Right.
But so yeah, to me, this one is priced. He's asking for a reasonable price, even on the investor side of things. But then let's see here, 61 East Barber. He wants to list that for 280, and I'm a little iffy on that one because I know that it needs some work. You'll see that as soon as you walk in, and it's only pulling in right now 2170. So I'm kind of, and that one is Section 8. So he wanted to rent it as a 4-bed. The township wouldn't let him rent it as a 4-bed because the third story isn't really a bedroom or whatever, how they put it. So to list it as a 4-bedroom, I'm gonna have to list that as a 3-bedroom when we go to list it. So I know that he's pricing it as a 4-bedroom, but I can't. I have to price it as a 3-bedroom.
Right. Now it says it needs renovations and repairs. So what, like, significant amount of renovation and repairs? Like, what are we looking at here that needs to be done?
His contractor made repairs to it. He replaced the hot water heater. He made, so I guess there was some termite damage in the basement that they rectified. But the house is like the kitchen is a bit of a mess. It's got some broken doors and what have you. The flooring is all mismatched. But all in all, I mean, it's a pretty large house for that area. But to me, yeah, it's got its issues. And if you're gonna do it at a rental level and just gonna rent it out, well, then you probably don't need to do a whole heck of a lot to it. You can just upgrade that kitchen and probably be fine. Maybe some paint, some flooring.
Yeah.
But if you want to fix it to sell it, I think you're going to be putting a significant amount more money.
Okay. So Andy, I think the best thing here, I don't want the seller's prices, because the reality is you are his expert in this market, right? Like you're his go-to person. Otherwise, he wouldn't give you all these properties to list. So if you could do me a great service and reply to your own email with your prices, what you would list these at, then I can run my analysis and then get you offers out to every single one of these.
Okay.
And my intention, just transparent, I'm probably gonna buy all of them. If we do one, we're gonna do them all. Because if he's gonna work with me on one, then why the hell wouldn't he work with me on the rest of them, right? That's the way I would think about it. So if you can do that, then, and I am asking you also if you can, and if you can't, I understand. Allow me to get my offers to you before you go to market.
Yep.
If you can do me those two things, I'll be greatly appreciative to your effort and energy, and I will certainly, if you get these to me today, I will get you offers out to you today.
Okay.
Is that fair to you?
I'll talk to him, and then I will send you a reply to my own email.
Perfect. Sounds good. I really, really appreciate it.
No worries. That takes the phone call.
And also, you know that I'm licensed, but you can represent me on the buy side as well.
Oh, okay.
So this is one thing I like to. Yeah, I like to do this to build my relationships with agents because hey, I know this is your primary bread and butter. My primary bread and butter is not this side of the real estate side, but obviously the investment side.
Right.
So I like to make sure everybody's eating well and we're doing business together.
No, it sounds good to me. It's definitely a good offer to consider. As far as my side of things, of course, as a fiduciary, I really can't consider that with Doug. So when I talk to him, I'll tell him all the things that you just said to me. And then
Perfect.
I said, hey, listen, I'm going to put my prices down. You tell me what you think, and we'll try to come up with the bare minimum that I can send them to you for. Okay?
And just bear in mind, just let him know there's one important comment because I think this may help us seal the deal. If he's agreeable that hey, if that I'm not covering the gap for any value that the house doesn't appraise at. If that right, if he's okay with that, then he can list these for all $500,000 each. If he knows, if you and I know it's not going to appraise there, and we're on the same page, like okay, we're going to be able to come down, then we're good.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Andy. I appreciate you, brother.
All right, thank you.
Take care. You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, so this is, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 properties that we would be looking to take down in one single shot. 8 properties. So this is what we're looking to do. Okay? So let's just keep rocking and rolling. All right, so that was a great call. Let me find where my guy is here. See, now I'm going back and forth on my 2 things. I'm not, like I told you, I'm not gonna update this right now. I'm gonna upload or update all of this offline because it's just a waste of time for you to sit here and watch me do this. trying to narrow down my search criteria for one of these assets. Yeah. There we go. So you guys can kind of see what we got going on here. Okay. So I'm trying to. Now the thing with this property is that it is a condominium. So like I don't want it to be, I don't want to compare it to the single family residence, right? Because that's not realistic. If I can, look, see, here's one right here, right? So let's see if I can pull this one. See what it looks like. There's 15. This sold for that sold for 120. Let's take a look at these pictures. Okay, it's updated, okay. 50K more? I don't know. Okay, I get it. It's not, this one's obviously in better condition, for sure. Condo fee is what? $618. Plus the taxes. So you're looking at just in, so 618 plus, that's monthly, so let's do that times 12. $7,400 just in HOA plus 2490. Let's just round this up. You're at $10,000 in fees, right? So 10,000. If you want to make a 12% return divided by points, no, that doesn't sound right. I said you can't make $83,000 on this thing. Okay, let me see. That's 2021, so they're probably higher. What are rents going for in this area? So we go. Nothing in that range. Okay, so what are these? Let's see. Three bedroom. What is ours? 2 bed, 1 bed. Okay, 2 bed. So this is the 7,900. House. How many square footage is there? It's 7,900 a month. I mean, this is more Airbnb type of style. So let's just keep looking. There's a 3 bedroom. We're not even a 3 bedroom, right? So for 1,900, if you go here. See, I like to look at Section 8 rents because this will tell us, okay, worst case scenario if I were to rent it out, so 1670. Okay, so 1670, and we're already at $10,000 in monthly costs, right? Yearly costs. So if we're 1600 times 12, that's 19,200 minus 10,000. Okay, so that's 9,200. So this is rounded down. So essentially your profit is $9,000. That's not including debt service, right? Your principal and interest. So if we just take their price point, so this is how you can figure it out. Where is it? Let me see here. Okay. Plus it is listed is for 172. So if we do 172 times 0.75, because that's what the lenders want to leverage you. That's 129. Okay, 7.75%, 360. Your monthly principal and interest is 924. So if you go 92 around it, 920. Doesn't make, at that price point you would run negative. Because we said we're cash flowing 9,000, not including your principal and interest payment. So this price point has to come down. You can't buy at the list price that they have as an investor. Someone who wants to live in there, all well and good. But as an investor who's looking to make money off of it, not the ideal price point, right? Because you're negative roughly $2,000 a year, which is foolish. Unless you're a hedge fund and you need just write-offs. That's a different story. Conversation for a different day. So, you know, I want to make a 10% or so return. I'm having a little bit hard time doing the reverse calculation on this, but let's see. If we were at 150, right? Purchase price is 150 times 0.75. That's 112,000. 7.75 interest rate, 360 months. That's 805. So let's go 805 times 12. Still not going to work. You're at $9,660 just in principal and interest. You got to buy this for one. So there was a sale that took place at what was it? 125. Let's see. Where's that? Details, comparables, plus 28. 120. Okay. So you bought it at 120 times 0.75. 90,000 loan. 7.75. 360 months. 360 months. Is 644. So 644 times 12. Okay, so $7,728 minus the 9,000. So, oh, that was wrong. So let me do this again. 644 times 12, 7,728. Okay. So 9,000 minus 7,728. You make a yearly profit of $1,272. Now this is how you further extrapolate it. So let's just round that to $1,300. So if you're buying it at 120,000, so you're putting down 30,000, right? Because we said 90,000 would be the loan. So if you invested $30,000 and your return was $1,300 divided by 30,000 times 100, your first year return is no, it was 1,200. 1,200 divided by 30,000. Yeah. Your first year return is 4%. This would not be a good purchase because, in this current market, you can put that $30,000 in a CD at a bank and get 5.5%. This is a poor investment. If the CDs were returning less, let's say you were only going to get 1 or 2% return on that, okay, then you may consider this as a good investment because you're getting more than what the bank is offering. It's just a trade-off. That's how you gotta analyze the deals. So this one is no good. Like I'm not, one thing you have to also be mindful of, now this is just me, people do it differently. We're looking to build relationships. Like I'm not gonna submit an offer to this person, but I'm gonna explain why I'm not gonna submit an offer. Because now the agent will know, like, okay, well, at least he knows what he's talking about, and this is the reason why he's not. Because you don't want to, there is such thing as insulting offers. And some people don't care. Some people do not care. That's perfectly fine. I'm thinking more of a long-term strategy of how I can continue building relationship with the agent and then allow them to keep bringing me deals. So now what I'm going to do is make a notation in my property. So let's search this one up. CF is cash flow. Alright, so now I will submit that response. I'm not gonna do it now because you don't need to watch me submit an email, right? Okay. And order contract, blah, other investors offer. Okay, let me follow up with this other lady. Agent, let me see. I think she emailed me. I don't remember. I think she texted me. Now I'm looking only at MLS records because I want to get a better insight on ARV, like what it would be worth if it was sold at the top of the market. And then obviously I have to make sure that it can handle that. Sold for 240, not bad condition. Okay, not bad. So we go back here. See, I can manage it in here, right? So now I know I can filter everything and do it the right way that I need to. Guys, this is not, and remember, so all that traction that we built, right, from making the calls and reaching out, I still haven't even done the new sourcing of our deals. So, like, this is how, this is why it's important to stay on top of things. I'm just knocking out the quick stuff so I can get it done, and then get to the other stuff. I don't know why this address is not coming up in here. I don't know what the difference was, but it apparently was. $247 fully done up. Okay. Ours is not fully done up, so we'll probably be sitting, I'd probably say we're gonna sit somewhere here. Let me see this one. I mean, this over 210 and it's fully done. So their price point is 205. Okay, so okay, I know what this one is. Alright, so let's back calculate the deal on this, right? So let's first take a look at this. I want to show you something. Alright, so Millville is Cumberland County, Cumberland, next screen. And this is a 4-bed, 2 baths, okay? So 4-bed, you're gonna get 2,100. Got it? But they're charging 1,200. Now they don't want to have to get the tenant out, which is fine, perfectly fine. But what they want to do, okay, hold on, let me do this. Be right back. Okay, I got my whiteboard, my iPad set up, so I want to run through this deal that we were talking about, right? So that's fine. Okay, so we were saying that it's a 4-bedroom house, but the rent they're collecting is 1,200, and they do not want to have to provide it vacant. So I need to reverse engineer the numbers. Bear with me. There's probably some easier ways, but we'll work through this. So if rent is 1,200 per month, right? But market rent is, let's call it 2,100. It's actually 2,112. We'll call it 2,100. Okay. Their ask price is, I believe it's 205. Yeah, 205. Okay, so 205. Okay. Now, okay. Then we also know, rate is going to be 7.75%. Okay. LTV is going to be at 75%. So essentially, you take what the value of the property is, the appraised value, whatever that amount is, you multiply it by 0.75, and that's the amount the lender is going to give to you. Okay. So if we just take their face value, okay, so and I have this calculator, it's called the 10BII, okay, so let's just do 205, we're going to take their value, times 0.75, so if we did this, right, if we just took it here, so this would come out to, at 75%, the bank is going to give us 153,000. Loan. That means we need to bring to the table, so let's just do minus 205. So we need to bring BP $51,250. Okay. So let's go to that. So 205 times 0.75. Okay, then 0.75, 360. Look, I didn't put a term. 360 months, okay? That brings us out to a monthly payment at these rates, right? This rate, at this amount of a loan, for this amount of time, the monthly payment would be $1,101.48. Monthly. This is principal and interest, okay? Now this does not include taxes and insurance. All right. Well, we already know, without a shadow of a doubt, the fact that the rent is only $1,200 and our principal and interest is only $1,100, not even including taxes and insurance, you know we're going to be well above the $1,200 monthly mark. And I already communicated with them that I want to make $300 a month cash flow. Like that's non-negotiable, okay? So that leaves me, if you take theirs, so let's just do this, right? So now, if we do, so omits criteria. Okay, so cash flow, 300 net. So if the rent is 1,200, right? That now leaves us with $900 to play with. Okay? So this has to include principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. This is PITI, P-I-T-I. Okay? So first, let the taxes and insurance is the easy part to calculate. Because I can look up the taxes right here. So the yearly taxes on this property is $3,000. So taxes is $3,070 per year. So I like to just break it down by month, so we can calculate that divided by 12. So it's 25583 per month. Insurance is going to be about, let me see here. Insurance is going to be on this property. I average about, on this type of a property, we're going to see insurance of about $1,200 per year. So that's $100 per month. So this total, so this one and this one is 355.83, right? Now we're going to subtract it from that. So 900. Okay, so now what we're doing is we've added up the taxes and the insurance, the monthly cost, right? So we know the monthly. Now we're going to subtract it from this 900, because that's what our balance is left, because we want 300 in net cash flow. Okay, so if we do 900 minus $355.83, that leaves us with $544.17. So we now know this must equal principal and interest, our mortgage payment. Mortgage payment. Make sense? Okay, if you're not understanding this, give me a comment in the comment section and I'll further elaborate. Okay, so if we know, now this is the neat thing about that 10BI calculator. I can reverse engineer. So I know my monthly payment has to be $544.17. So that's my monthly payment. I know my term is 360 months, and I know my interest rate. Okay, so look what I plugged in. I don't know if you can see it or not. You see what the numbers I plugged in? You see them here? Right there, and there. But I need to now know my present value, right? So watch what happens. I'm going to press, what am I going to press? Oh, I'm going to press PV, and it's going to populate out the number. Boom. So I can pay $75,957.66 for this property based off her not needing to remove the tenant. Now, it's a drastically different number than if she were to have the tenant vacated. So I hope this breakdown helps you understand what we're doing. Okay? If you have comments, then let me know in the comment section. But this is how we would do this breakdown. I hope this really helped you. Okay? So let me at least write it down. I didn't write it down so you guys can see it. So my offer, okay, there we go. My offer on this property is $75,957.66. That's what I'm going to offer. Now it's way off than what they're listing it for. You got it listed at 205. Now look, the reality is the value can be up there, but if I'm gonna take in their tenant at this rate, then I have to have it at this cost. Because the other part is this, at least in the state of New Jersey, you know, there like certain areas have, like North Jersey has rent controls like crazy. In the South Jersey, not so much, but if you abuse the rent increases, all they have to do is file a notice to the county and you're gonna have issues. So the rule of thumb is you can increase your rent year per year by 3%. It's the value of appreciation essentially, right? So then the next mathematical equation you could do, I'm not gonna do it because I already know where I need to be at. But if you just do 1,200 times 0.03, so you can raise the rent next year by $36. You are already $900 less than what the market value is. So if you divide 900 by 36, it would take you 25 years to catch up to this current fair market housing rent. But by that time, that rent has already outpaced, so you'll never catch up. So I'm gonna do these numbers in the offer so they understand why I'm offering this value. All right, so let's keep cranking out, okay? Now I'm not gonna lie to you. This is how the days get long, so you gotta be on top of it. Okay, boom. So that takes care of all of our offer details. That takes care of all of them that we worked on. Now we're gonna get into the new ones that we need to attack. Okay, so let's rock and roll. Like we gotta push. We gotta get to them. Where are we at? Okay, here we go. Water. Okay, it needs updating. We know that. Nice little property. I like it. Let's take a look at the comments. Price reduced, negotiable. Now I know one thing for sure. Flood. It's in a flood zone, so you're gonna have to carry flood insurance. Now I do not know what the flood insurance. I currently do not own any property. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't own any properties on the water, so I don't know what the cost would be for flood insurance. But hey, we just figure it out. Okay. Cool. Look at what it started at. 295, 250, 611 days. It's at 225. Let's Pennsville. See, it's also not the most desirable of locations. But let's take a look here. Details, comparables, public. $259. That's Millville. See now, is this property in Millville? No, I'm looking at the wrong one. If it's sold on the MLS, there should be some good pictures. Okay. Now this is fully done and it's sold for $240. The other one is outdated. We already saw that, right? We saw that it was outdated. So if it's 240, this one likely needs, let me see, what's the square foot? Let me check the square footage. From what we're looking at to, now that's also, okay, so we have more square footage. Okay. So let me see this here. Doesn't need massive, right? Doesn't need like crazy upgrade, but like if you're gonna sell it at the top end, if you're gonna change out floors, paint, bathrooms all have to get redone. Okay. Public, okay. Let's touch base. Call.
Please leave your message for 85698112224.
Good afternoon, Beverly. This is Amit with Society Brokerage. Just touching base with you regarding your listing at 205 North River Drive. If you can give me a call back at this number, I'd greatly appreciate it. I'll follow up this voicemail with a text message as well. Take care. Okay. a short sale, there may be a foreclosure, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. $1 million. So this is a portfolio. I think they own multiple. Oh, how can that be? Something's not right. That's vacant land, 245. So, I ain't gonna lie, I'm feeling a little bit under the gun today. Like time's going fast, right? But, because I wanna get this work done, right? I wanna hit my targets. But along with it, you know, I don't want this to be like, I don't want you guys to think that you have to work all day long. Something I'm trying to get better at, just being straight up and honest.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 609820235 is not available.
Hi Cheryl, good afternoon. This is Amit with Society. Just touching base with you regarding your listing at 19 Franklin Street. If you can give me a call back, I greatly appreciate it at this number. I'll also follow up this voicemail with a text message. Have a wonderful day. Okay, this is under contract, so good. Date.
You've reached the cell phone of Michelle Lupton, Berkshire Hathaway. Please do not leave a message. I am not getting my messages. If you could text me.
Okay, so okay, this property I'm looking at is 55 and older, so it's out. Like it's my pool of buyers already shrunk, so that's cool. So let's just make my notations.
Rashad with eXp Realty. I'm not available to answer your call at the moment. Please send me a text.
Two more to go. Three more, including this one. Money Island Marina. That's what it said. Okay. Okay. Hold up. And situation. Step away for a second. Go. Let's call our friendly agent.
Hi, you have reached Nancy Hunt with Berkshire Hathaway Boston Ridge Realtors. I'm unable to take your call. I am busy at the moment with other clients, but every client is very important to me. so please leave a message and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Hope you have a great day and thank you for your business. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi Nancy, good afternoon to you. This is Amit with Society. I'm just touching base with you regarding your listing at 299 Cove Road. If you can just give me a call back at your convenience, I'd really appreciate it. I'm going to also follow up this voicemail with a text message so you have my details. Look forward to hearing from you. Take care. I think what's happening, today is a holiday, or not, excuse me, coming out of the holiday, so I think, just like myself, a lot of people are catching up, so we're not getting a lot of connections as we did, as you noticed we did in the previous days, but that's alright. You have to put the work in, you just keep going. That's all that matters. One good way to figure out some of your RV calculation, ARV, excuse me, you want to look at the pictures. You want to make sure that things look similar in comparison so that you can see, do like for like. That's going to be important. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Hi, honey, how are you?
I'm doing well. talking about gotta have conversations. That conversation is probably not gonna make it onto the live, like onto the broadcast. So if you're hearing this part, there is a how long was this call? Let me see. That wasn't it. There's a 13-minute call that took place prior to this statement that I'm talking that you're not gonna hear because there was some very exclusive details that were shared, and I think it's gonna set me up for something great. So that you're not gonna hear. You wanna hear it? You gotta join my community. Like this is the stuff that my mentees are learning. Like, and you can reach out to my mentees. I don't have nothing to hide. I share with my mentees what's going on. They gotta learn. I want them to be successful. I want them to kick butt. I want to knock out these two, and then I gotta get ready for this appointment. Let me see here. What do we have going
Hello?
Hi Sally, good afternoon. This is Amit with Society Brokers. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. First of all, thank you for taking my phone call. I know you're probably catching up from a long weekend, so I really appreciate it.
Sure, what's going on?
Calling you regarding your listing at 1008 North Kentucky Ave.
Okay, that's not my listing, that's one of my agents' listing.
Oh, okay. I apologize. It had your name on it, but I don't know if I. Oh, it says contact Karen. Do you want me to give her a call and not bother you?
Please. Yeah, you can give her a call.
No problem. I'll give her a call now. Thank you.
You're welcome, bye-bye.
knock this one out. Right, let's get this one done. And then I gotta go on that appointment. I'm gonna get my stuff together for that. Hi Sue, good afternoon. This is Amit. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for taking my phone call. I really appreciate it.
No worries, anytime.
I'm calling you regarding your listing at 131 Rancocas Road.
Yes, sir.
So
Uh-huh.
I see your notes. It's both a commercial and a apartment on the top. If I were, and now FYI, I am an agent, but I would be the one who's looking to purchase the property. I work more on the investment side than I do the traditional real estate side.
Okay.
So would I have to keep the downstairs as a commercial use, or could I convert that to an apartment?
Okay, so that would have to be, with the township, you would have to change it from a commercial to a residential listing,
Okay,
to a, and you would have to go through that process with the township. Now, it would be only a one bedroom technically, because that's kind of all you have space for.
Okay.
There is a half a bath on the first floor,
Mhm.
so there is an area where you could like extend it out to make it a full bath.
yeah,
So it would be a one bedroom downstairs and then a 2 to 3 bedroom, depending on how you want to lay it out on the second and third floor. That's one apartment, the second and third floor.
okay, so the street view that I'm looking at, that main door, is that where the business people would enter, like if somebody wanted to do business in there, or is it a separate entrance for that, on the side?
No, that's definitely the one that would be for the business or the downstairs apartment if you wanted to
Gotcha.
convert it.
Okay,
And the side door is for the second and slash third floor apartment.
gotcha, perfect, okay. Alright, is the seller firm on this price point? I'm gonna do some homework and I'd love to present an offer, but I just wanna make sure where if there's any flexibility, on this, price point that's listed.
Yes, there is flexibility.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna do some of my homework, and then my goal is to get you an offer out by no later than either late tonight or by tomorrow morning.
That would be great, thank you. Now, the tenant in there right now, she is absolutely so sweet and so nice. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
No worries.
It's rented,
Okay, so being that it's rented, the currently
month
it's
to month.
Okay, so here's the question: being rented for $1,000 a month, would your client provide it to me vacant, or would I need to take the tenant on and then handle it myself?
Well, she's month to month, and she is aware that it's going to be sold. So the new owner would definitely have to take over and say, hey, we can either increase the way, the rent, or B, you need to vacate. So,
Okay.
yes, you would do that on your own.
Okay, no problem. I just want to make sure I factor that in.
Oh, absolutely.
Because my experience from this process in the past has that I had to do eviction, and I just need to factor that in my analysis as a worst case scenario. Not that it will happen, but I know from my prior experiences that was the majority of the case versus it being the abnormal case.
Well, see, I don't get that opinion, as far as when I see her or anything. She knows she's a month to month. You're right, I can't vouch for that.
Right.
But I can tell you, she's extremely aware of it, she understands, and she's hoping someone can let her stay, but she gets it.
So if she were to stay, would she need to stay at that price point? Like, is she HUD qualified? Like, what is the situation, or is it just market rent that she's paying?
The current seller has offered her a break. He kind of inherited her, and he offered her a break because he had the downstairs rented at one point as a deli.
Gotcha.
But she would. You could ask her if she would like to stay on for an increased rent for X amount, because she's month to month at at 1,000. And it is well below the market, and she does know that.
Yeah, it's $570 below the HUD market rent.
Right, yeah, it is. Yeah, HUD is like $1,571 for that.
Yeah, so, okay,
Yeah.
all right, good to know. I will, like I said, review this. I will crunch my numbers and be more specific and then present an offer to you. Now, just an FYI, I'm not gonna, if it's okay with you, I don't want to present an offer with all the bells and whistles, a sales agreement and all that. I will present an offer, I will present proof of funds, and then we can kind of go from there. And if we can work out a transaction or a deal, then obviously we'll do the song and dance with the agreement and all that. If that's okay with you.
That's perfectly fine. That's what we've been doing all along.
Okay, perfect.
All my other properties, yeah.
Sounds good. So I look forward to hopefully having an opportunity to work with you. And secondly, do you have any potential other off-market or investment type of deals that you're working on, or that would potentially I could take a look at?
I have a place, 250 Warren Street in Beverly. It's fully rented at $3,000 a month.
Give me the one. It's 250.
Upstairs and
You
downstairs.
said 250 Beverly.
250 Warren Street in Beverly.
250 Warren Street, Beverly, New Jersey. Okay. Is it?
Yeah.
It's listed.
It is listed, yeah.
Okay, you have it for $389,777.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right. And what's the situation with this? It's
It's a construction company downstairs.
Okay. Oh,
and
wow.
they also
Okay.
rent the apartment upstairs, and it's for a total of $3,000.
Ah, okay, very nice. So it's now they're selling the whole thing, the whole building.
The whole building, yep.
Okay, very nice. I will take a look at this as well, and hopefully maybe we can do something with this.
Okay, and your name is Amit, right?
Yes, it is. If it's all right with you, I'm going to follow up our phone call with a text message so you have my contact information.
That's great, and I'll respond with my email.
Perfect. Thank you, Sue, so much for your time.
Nice to talk to you, Amit.
Take
Thank you.
care. Bye-bye. Okay, so that concludes what we had to do. So we knocked out our 10. We had a couple good conversations, which is what we want, right? Keep the ball rolling, and we just keep going. See, what happens is as the pipeline builds with leads, it's only a matter of time before we're, doing deals, right? Now, the one thing I haven't done for today is my cash buyer reach out. So I'm gonna actually take care of that. That'll run, let it do its thing, and then I'm gonna get myself together for this appointment that I have. So let's keep rocking and rolling.